Have you ever sat quietly at the end of your day and asked yourself a brutally honest question? Am I actually moving closer to the life I want? Or am I just repeating the same habits that keep me stuck? It's a difficult question because deep down most people already know the answer. Success is rarely blocked by lack of intelligence, talent, or opportunity. It is quietly destroyed by daily habits that seem small, harmless, and comfortable. And when you study the journey of Jack Ma, you begin to realize something powerful. The difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is not one big decision. It is the discipline to change small habits consistently over time. So today let's go deeper, let's be real, and let's break down 5 habits you must change if you truly want success. Not just in theory, but in your actual daily life. The first habit you must change is waiting for the right time to start. This is one of the most dangerous lies people tell themselves. I'll start when I feel ready, when I have more money, when I learn more, when things calm down. But life never works that way. There is always uncertainty, always risk, always something missing. Jack Ma didn't wait for perfect conditions. He acted in imperfect ones. He failed entrance exams, got rejected from jobs, even from KFC, yet he kept moving. And here's the truth. Waiting does not protect you. It weakens you. The longer you wait, the more fear grows, the more doubt takes control, and the harder it becomes to take action. Think about your goals right now. How long have you been planning instead of doing? Planning feels productive, but without action, it's just another form of procrastination. The real shift happens when you stop asking, am I ready? And start saying, I'll figure it out as I go. Because clarity is not something you think your way into. It's something you act your way into. The second habit is fearing failure more than you fear regret. Most people don't take risks not because they're lazy, but because they're afraid. Afraid of judgment, afraid of embarrassment, afraid of proving themselves wrong. But what if the real danger isn't failure? What if it's regret? Imagine yourself 5 years from now looking back at today. What will hurt more? The fact that you tried and failed, or the fact that you never tried at all? Jack Ma faced countless failures, but each one became a lesson, not a stopping point. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. When you reframe failure as feedback, everything changes. Instead of saying I failed, you begin to say I learned. And that mindset gives you power. Because the only true failure is quitting. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. They just didn't let failure define them. They used it, refined it, and grew from it. The third habit you must change is allowing your environment to control your mindset. Whether you realize it or not, the people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the conversations you engage in are shaping your beliefs every single day. If you surround yourself with negativity, excuses, and small thinking, you will slowly adopt that mindset. It doesn't happen overnight, but over time, it becomes your reality. Jack Ma often spoke about the importance of being around people who believe in possibilities, not limitations. Take a moment and think about your circle. Do they inspire you, or do they drain you? Do they talk about growth, or do they constantly complain? You don't need a large network, you need the right one. And sometimes the hardest but most necessary step toward success is distancing yourself from environments that no longer align with who you want to become. Growth requires courage, not just in action, but in choosing who and what you allow into your life. The fourth habit is choosing short-term comfort over long-term growth. This is the silent trap that keeps so many people stuck. It's easy to scroll on your phone instead of working on your goals. It's easy to avoid discomfort, delay difficult tasks, and choose what feels good now instead of what builds your future. But every time you choose comfort, you're making a trade. You're trading your future success for temporary ease. And over time, those small choices compound into a life you didn't intend to create. Jack Ma didn't build success by doing what was easy. He committed to what was necessary. Discipline is not about punishment. It's about alignment. It's about choosing actions that match the life you say you want. Ask yourself honestly, if someone watched your daily habits, would they believe in your goals? Or would they see a gap between what you say and what you do? Success is not built in big moments. It's built in daily decisions when no one is watching. It's built in daily decisions when no one is watching. Jack Ma was told repeatedly that he wasn't smart enough, not good enough, not capable enough, but he chose to believe in his vision anyway. Belief is not something you are born with. It is something you build, and you build it through action. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, every time you keep going despite fear, every time you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges, you strengthen that belief. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act despite it. And once you start building that inner trust, everything begins to change. Now pause for a moment and really think, how many of these habits are quietly shaping your life right now? This is not about guilt. This is about awareness. Because awareness is the first step to transformation. You don't need to change everything overnight. That's another mistake people make. They try to do too much too fast and then they burn out. Real change is simple, but not easy. It starts with one decision, one habit, one commitment. Maybe today you stop waiting and take action. Maybe you stop fearing failure and embrace learning. Maybe you limit negative influences and protect your mindset. Maybe you replace comfort with discipline. Or maybe, just maybe, you start believing in yourself yourself a little more than you did yesterday. Because here's the truth. Your future is not something that just happens to you. It is something you build, one habit at a time. Every choice you make today is shaping the person you will become tomorrow. And if you keep doing what you've always done, you will keep getting what you've always got. But if you're willing to change, even in small ways, your entire life can shift. So here's your challenge, and I want you to take this seriously. Choose one habit from this list and commit to changing it for the next 30 days. Not perfectly, but consistently. No excuses, no waiting, no overthinking, just action. Because success is not about motivation, it's about commitment. And if you truly want to transform your life, it starts now, not tomorrow, not next week, not someday, now. And if you're ready to build a stronger mindset, create better habits, and take real control of your future, make sure you subscribe and stay connected for more guidance like this. Your journey doesn't begin when you feel ready. It begins the moment you decide not to stay the same anymore. At the end of the day, success is not something distant or reserved for a lucky few. It is built quietly through the habits you choose every single day. The truth is, nothing will change in your life until you decide to change what you do daily. And just like Jack Ma showed through his journey, it's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. You don't need a completely new life overnight. You just need a new direction, a new mindset, and the courage to take that first step, even when it feels uncomfortable. So don't walk away from this message and go back to the same routine. Pause, reflect, and make a decision right now. Which habit will you change starting today? Will you stop waiting and finally take action? Will you face failure and learn from it instead of running from it? Will you protect your mindset, choose growth over comfort, and start believing in yourself? Because the moment you decide, your life begins to shift. Remember this, small changes repeated consistently create extraordinary results. Your future self is watching the choices you make today. Don't disappoint that version of you. If this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Commit to your growth, take action, and subscribe for more powerful insights that will help you build discipline, confidence, and success step by step. Your journey starts now, and the best version of your life is waiting on the other side of the habits you choose to change today.